So receive your picture here. It looks like you're solving a quadratic equation by completing the square, and you have a question about this step here. Before we get into that, I'd like to talk about where this number comes from. You didn't ask about that, but that will help down here. So when you have this minus 5/3, you want to take half of it and square it, and since you're squaring, you can disregard the sign. So you take half of 5/3, that's 5/6, 2 times 3 is 6. Then you want to square that. So 5 squared is 25, 6 squared is 36. So half of 5/3 squared is 25/36, and that's how this number was arrived at. Now you want to factor this, and having this will be helpful. Once you take half of that number, that's always what appears here when you're doing this, when you're factoring perfect square trinomials. This 5/6 is what's going to appear here. So that'll determine the sign. It's a minus. So it's x minus 5/6, quantity of that times quantity x minus 5/6. Well, when you have the same thing twice, it's the same as it is squared. So the answer here, is x minus 5/6, and it's got the squared already there. But you're asking about the factoring part, and the key was when you went from here to find that number, whatever half of that coefficient is also, it's going to be this number here we need. You may wonder why. Well, the sum of the sum of the inner and outer has to give you the minus 5/3 x, and so that's where the half comes in, and the product has to be 25/36. Okay, and that's where this comes from. So again, you're asking how do you factor that? Well, it's always be x, and that'll give you the sign minus whatever half of that coefficient up here will be right here. Hope that helps.